All right, so the guys are super busy getting this Supra ready for SEMA, but I have to remind you that it is the last chance to get entered to win our C6 Z06 plus $20,000. Getting entered is simple. Every $1 you spend on our website, whether you're buying car parts or merchandise, that gives you an automatic entry to win. Now, we just dropped mystery merch, grab bags, and the Sunoco limited edition Supra t-shirt is finally live. So all you gotta do is pause the video right now, go check out, grab your gear, and I can't wait to pick the winner for the Corvette. We're gonna fly you out to California to meet the throtl team and the Hoonigan team. It's gonna be a ton of fun. And remember, we've had some winners win a car just by buying a $20 jet tag. All it takes is one entry to win, guys. That's it for me. Now let's finish this Supra build for SEMA. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the throtl YouTube channel. My name is Quinn. I'm here with Ricky, and this is going to be the final build episode of our Mark IV Supra. We're taking this thing to SEMA. It's going to be at the McGuire's booth outside. If you guys are there, come see it in person. We're all going to be there Thursday at 2 p.m. for a meet and greet. We have a lot of finishing touches to do on the car. We've got a few things under the hood. Tando from OC Alignment is coming down. He's going to do a full alignment on this car, and Ricky has a lot of interior work to do, along with a few other minor touches we're going to be doing on this thing.
The main thing that I'm excited for is for those carbon fiber seats that are finally going to go in today. And I can't wait to actually start this thing and drive it out of this damn building.
If we don't have a drive shaft in, we still have to finish a few.
Oh, we have to bleed the brakes, the clutch?
We do. The clutch needs to be bled, the brakes need to be bled, and then need to be broken in, and then a few drivability. We're gonna have Sean back on for a tuning session with this thing to get it running better and dialed up. We got a lot of work to do, so let's get into it, guys.
Let's go. So right now we're trying to get the last piece of the puzzle done. We are obviously overshooting all of our measurements to make sure that we can always cut back.
We've got our exhaust system pretty much set up where we want it to be. Now we just gotta weld it. So I'm gonna tack weld this in a couple of spots while Ricky just completely falls over, and then we're gonna put this back in the car, tack the rest of everything back up in the car, which is gonna be nice. So Evan's gonna come in tomorrow and actually weld this. And the reason we're TIGging it is because if you MIG and then you try to TIG over it, it always ends up being a bad time. So I'm gonna tack it with TIG, and it's gonna make it a lot easier and a lot nicer to weld tomorrow. Can I tack these, Ricky?
Yeah, those are round, so it doesn't matter, yeah. Because you can always spin them. What is that?
That's a tack. What do you mean, what is that? That's a tack.
Can you find the tack?
Where?
That's a tack.
I don't see any.
Not right there.
Man.
That's a tack.
If I sneeze, it'll break off. Let me sneeze real quick. Like that? I got it. I got it.
I can't see.
Ow! That's hot, bro!
What is? You put the LED right here.
Oh!
Yeah, you like that?
Ah, stop stabbing me! Bro!
We're good.
I can't. Quinn, I can't hold it if I move my hand.
You can, you just hold it.
Yeah, move your hand. Alright, there you go.
You hold
Go
it.
ahead.
You hold it.
Let me see you take it, bro.
Put it back on. You're holding it by the whole seam. Like that. What do you want me to take here? You want me to take here?
Bro. You take the wrong one. I'm like, oh, your tick really sucks? So I'm like, damn, he's right, it doesn't work.
Put it back on there.
I'm like, damn, Quinn was right. It doesn't work with it. No, dog, it's you.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Yeah, it's a good will. It would have been better if you put in the right one.
I've got our downpipe and our midpipe out for the last time. We're gonna throw Evan on the welder and he's gonna get these things dialed in, and then they're gonna go back on the car for the final time.
The exhaust system can go in and get bolted down for the final time, which means we can get back on the phone with Sean and continue working on our tune. So let's get this thing in. I've got our downpipe on. I have to wait to put our midpipe on because Ricky has the card on. He's working on something else. So I'm actually gonna finish up our nitrous cowl, get the holes cut in for that, get that thing finalized and back on the car.
All right, it is time for us to move to the interior of the vehicle. I'm gonna get the dash pieces done, so let's get moving. Just got done installing all the Carbonetics stash, and this thing looks insane. Our boys from Carbonetics were able to give us a turnaround in just a few days, which is amazing. So I know it's just like us, they're trying to crunch for SEMA and they gave us a hand. So also the IC7 cluster fitting perfectly. I thought I had to do a lot of trimming and cutting, but I didn't. It was a straight plug and play, which is awesome. So we should be ready to go. I'm gonna finish the center console and keep going. Alright, so as you can see, we have the centerpiece that does not match our carbon fiber. Our buddies from Carbonetics are doing this piece last minute again. So that piece is gonna show up in just a few days. But our buddy Frank actually came down and dropped this off real quick for us so we can actually show you guys something. And if it doesn't make it to SEMA, the carbon fiber one, then we'll run with Frank's part. So thank you, Frank, I appreciate you, brother.
So this is our intake pipe. This is a big boy, and Mickey went ahead and actually painted this before he left for Japan. So we're gonna fit this and cut this. I got my first tape line right here. So we're gonna chop that, stuff that in there, and then figure out where I want the filter to be. And then we're gonna cut that, put our filter on. I do have a press fit for a -10. We're actually gonna be running the catch can vent into the intake, so I need to make a -10 line when we're done, but I'm gonna get this fitted first and we'll go from there. There's our intake pipe. We gotta put some clamps on it, but now I'm gonna drill a hole kind of at the bottom, so I gotta mark this. We're gonna be putting a -10 for our catch can there, so it'll breathe into the air intake, which is good. Then we'll be done with our intake. Air intake's finished. This is a front cover we got here. That is carbon fiber and it looks very nice. We do need to trim it a little bit though because of our radiator stays. This has a lip and I don't know why it has a lip there. I think it's meant to go underneath all of this, but I don't want to do that. So we're actually going to trim this like here and right there, and then this will sit over top, and then we'll get it bolted down. Our new windage tray is installed. The carbon fiber looks really nice, so now I'm gonna go through and add some dress up hardware to the rest of the engine bay. So things like this is just a M5 or M6 that got put on from the body shop. Same thing over here, kind of all on the fenders. Whatever these nuts are, these bolts are, I'm gonna replace those with some nice Downstar. So we're just gonna go through the engine bay, swap crusty stuff for brand new Downstar, and get this thing looking nice. Tanner is here from OC Mobile Alignment to get our Supra dialed in. If you guys want his services, his Instagram is right here. We'll leave a link in the description down below as well. Check him out. He does mobile alignments, really cool stuff. As you guys saw in a previous episode, Ricky set up all of our suspension, the battle version, all the control arms, our KWV3 coilovers. None of this stuff has been adjusted or aligned, so we're gonna throw Tanner on it and get this thing dialed in. Tanner just finished up with our alignment. It looks freaking sick. The stance on this thing is absolutely insane. We gotta keep going. Our drive shaft shop, carbon fiber drive shaft just arrived. We're gonna toss that in. We still have to finish the exhaust system, put our mid pipe back on, and then Ricky and I are gonna get into bleeding the brakes and the clutch, so let's get into it. absolute beautiful piece. It's another carbon fiber, full carbon fiber drive shaft. We've had a few from them. We had one on our Hellcat that we did. Absolutely beautiful piece, and this one is just the same. Love this thing. We're gonna toss this in and get finished on our exhaust system.
Here we have our Sparkle race harnesses. Blue with the black seats with the blue stripes. Or blue stitching, actually. Oh man, it's gonna look sick. I'm gonna get everything out of the box. I'm gonna lay everything down and we're gonna get ready to install it on the roll cage.
Our drive shaft and exhaust is on. We're gonna move on to bleeding our brakes. We're gonna be using some good Motul brake fluid. This is 660 RBF racing brake fluid. We're gonna fill up our clutch reservoir and our master cylinder. I'm gonna get Ricky in the car. We're gonna get this thing pumping, bleeding, and get working brakes and a working clutch.
We got no brakes, Ted.
We're working on it. We got our brake split, everything feels good. We got fluid coming out of everything, which is nice. So now we're gonna move on to the clutch. Again, we just finished bleeding our clutch, and what's cool is the V160 actually has a service hole right here, and you can actually see the clutch and all that stuff. So if you look on there, that gold plated stuff, that's actually the clutch disc itself. Of course, we have a twin plate, so there's two of them. And if you look up in there, you can see the fingers of the clutch, and you can see the throw bearing. So Ricky, press on the clutch. Pressing. Just pump it.
Oh
You can see it actuating, and if you watch the clutch disc, you can actually see it kind of float off of the flywheel and the sandwich plate that's in there. Really cool. You can actually see the clutch doing things in action, and I can see an air gap between the flywheel, the plate, and then the center plate between the two clutch discs, which is really cool. So it means we got a working clutch, we're ready to go. We can actually, because we're gonna get on the phone with Sean and get another tuning session go, we should be able to put the wheels on and actually drive this car off the rack over there where we're gonna lay it. Ready to pull this thing off the lift. I'm gonna get on the phone with Sean from Tuned by Sean. We're gonna get this thing over there so it's not smoking up the shop as bad as it would be if we ran it here on the rack. Let's get this thing off. This is the first time we're actually gonna drive it, move under its own power ever, since we got it pretty much.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be a lot louder, and it's not as perfect. I love the way it sounded the first time hearing the exhaust. Sounds amazing. The cam though, you heard the cam?
Dude, that thing sounds sick.
Sounds
It just
insane.
moved under its own power.
I know, for the first time.
Let's go, baby.
Woo!
Game on, baby. Let's keep going. Sean hopped on, did some adjustments on our Haltech, got the idle cleaned up a lot better. We weren't able to get this thing up to operating temperature in the first start because we didn't have any coolant. We didn't have a finished cooling system or fans. Now that all that's done, the cooling system is bled, we could actually have this thing up at temperature idle and start doing closed loop tuning, started adding some drivability stuff, just cleaning it up in general to get this thing running a lot better. We should be good enough to drive this around at SEMA, you know, through the parking lot, through wherever we unload it and unload it from. We should have no problems. It's holding temp really well. The engine is running fantastic, which is a really good sign. So we're gonna keep jamming. We still have a few things to put on this car. We gotta get the seats in, we gotta get a front lip in, so we're gonna do some final touches on this thing. But as far as the engine is concerned, this thing is great.
Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
That is not the end of the video.
This is the last day we have with the Supra. It's gonna be leaving tomorrow for SEMA. There's a few things we still need to finish. One of them is putting the front lip. So this is the front lip that came with the body kit. We have not put it on the car yet. We also don't have seats in the car yet, along with some other minor finishing touches that we need to add. Ricky's getting the front bumper bolted down on the underside, and we're gonna throw the slip on and then keep jamming. So we're gonna get it off the rack, push it in the middle of the floor so Ricky can start working on the seats. I got a few things I gotta adjust in the engine bay. We'll be, yeah, we'll be done.
We'll be done?
We'll be done. We'll be done.
Do the purge outside?
Yeah.
The recovery seats are going inside right now. But first, I gotta start installing some of this Sparkle harnesses and adjust it to the seats so we can all fit and be able to adjust it to our size. And then, yeah, we'll get these things in there. No lie, I thought this was gonna be uncomfortable because of how thin it is, but it's actually very comfortable. Like my entire body's relaxed right now. It's pretty cool. The first one's in. Let's get the second one on.
All right, I'm here. I'm installing the most important part on the Supra. I'm just kidding.
That is not
This is the easiest part to install. This is what I'm gonna be installing today, which is the steering wheel. So we've got a Sparco hub here and a Grip Royal steering wheel over there. But before I do that, I have to take off the clock spring. So I'm gonna disassemble a couple things on the column. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes, and then we'll pop on the new hub and the new steering wheel. It's gonna look awesome.
Got to look at a new Grip Royal wheel. Nice and clean. I like the blue suede. Usually they'll have like either some indents or some holes or something. Having a nice clean wheel is very simple. I like it.
We got here for size 17. Do I still got it?
Just by me looking at the knot, I already know it's not a 17. That's what happens when you retire.
I've been out of the game for too long. I had to bring 319.
Yep.
All right.
You can't find the right tool in this garage, Mr. Arizona.
You can't find the right tool in this garage, Mr. Arizona. You don't belong near a car.
You don't belong anywhere near a car.
Yo, how many doors you gonna open, dude?
We got no batteries, Ted.
Final piece to the puzzle, Becky.
Okay. For now, at least. Whoa, that's pretty rad.
It's a little shiny, huh?
All right, that's it for the Grip Royal and my work. God, my job here is done.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so finally both seats are installed and done with the Sparkle racing harnesses, and this thing looks epic. The yellow with the blue and the black and the orange, it just brings back a lot of good vibes. I can't wait for this thing to be outside. I can't wait to see it like completely finished. So that's it for now. Let's move on to the next thing. Completely forgot to actually saw it right now. It is the Garage Alpha floor mats. We put this thing away because we didn't want it damaging because it looks so sick. Look at the logo. This is brand new, fabricated by our boy Garage Alpha, and this thing looks sick. Can't wait to put it on right now.
These are like the most gangster seats I think I've ever seen in my life, like across the board.
They're sick.
That is insane, right? Dang, dude.
Put the harness on.
Dang.
You gotta test them out.
I don't really typically am a big fan of fixed back seats.
But they're comfy though, right?
These are comfy.
Yeah.
Dude. These are super comfy.
Oh, you can move back even more?
Wait, does it hit the roll?
Wait, go all the way back.
Does it hit the roll?
Stop. Nope.
Sure.
Nope. Bro, look. Look at that. No.
Holy
Look.
crap. That is so close.
Look. Yeah.
It is, right here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Everything completely around.
That's nuts, dude. Yeah, this car is so cool.
Yeah.
Car is done. Car is done, boys. Car is done.
Great job, great job.
Last hour we made this. Jesus, that took forever. Brick, that's
You were gone half the time. Dude, this thing turned out so freaking good. What a beautiful car. Like, the Eclipse is super cool, but this was like, for me at least, this was like the staple car from this movie. You know?
We do have one more thing to install, but you're gonna have to come to SEMA to see it, or it'll be in some of the SEMA videos. So I'm not gonna spoil the surprise. That's coming, and it's really cool for the front end.
That's gonna be it, guys. Our Mark IV Supra is finished. One day before the car leaves for SEMA. What a ride this was. This was an extremely fun build. It was also a pretty fast build. We built this entire car in less than a month. So
2 cars, which you will see in the videos.
So there were a lot of challenges, there were a lot of good times, and a lot of really fun components to put on. So huge thank you to everyone who helped us with this build and get this thing ready. If you guys want to see this thing on the SEMA showroom floor, we're hosting a meet and greet at Thursday at 2 p.m. at the McGuire's outside booth.
Now,
the car's going to be there for the whole show.
Right, the car's going to be outside, which is free to the public. We are going to be doing a meet and greet at 2 p.m. on Thursday, so make sure you guys show up and come see us, come say hi.
So freaking cool. It's going to be a super fun week. This car is actually leaving tomorrow. So we got this just done in the nick of time, which is perfect. The car turned out amazing, dude. It looks so freaking good. The liveries, everything about it. All the nice stuff, all the body kits, everything. It just looks beautiful. And huge thank you to Sunoco. This build would not have been possible without them, and we're taking this car to SEMA. So freaking beautiful. When we get back from SEMA is when the real fun starts to begin with this thing. We're going to be putting E85R in this car, and we're going to be making that 1,000 horsepower number, which is going to be very exciting.
Man, I hope we make it more than that. This thing is a beast. It looks great. And with the big drag slicks in the back, you know we're going to take this into the track. So I can't wait for that.
So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video.
See ya.